Sameer Pathan from Gajera International School, Katargam, Surat. Today we will be discussing about the subject economics for grade 11, and our topic will be consumer's equilibrium. So let's see what is a consumer equilibrium in economics. Yes, so as you can see that consumer equilibrium, it is a situation where a consumer spends his given income purchasing one or more commodities so that he gets maximum satisfaction and has no urge to change this level of consumption. Given the prices of commodities is known as consumer's equilibrium. So as you can see that consumer, so first of all, what is a consumer? Who is a consumer? So consumer is a person who purchases something, who bought something, right? So when a consumer spends his given income on some commodity, it may be one commodity or more than one. Why? So that he or she may get maximum satisfaction on utilizing that commodity. Given the condition that the price of commodity is given in the market, and with that price paying capacity of the consumer, he is getting the maximum satisfaction. Now, why it is important to study the consumer's equilibrium concept? So, why importance of consumer equilibrium? It enables consumer to maximize his or her utility from the consumption of one or more commodities. Means that whatever commodities we are consuming, it may be one or more than one. So it maximizes our satisfaction level. All the consumers, they want that their utility must be increased, right? So it helps the consumer to arrange the combination of two or more products based on the consumer taste and preference from maximum utility. So as you can see that here an example is given of an ice cream, different flavors, like first is butterscotch, second is chocolate, and third is strawberry. So the utility, or we can say the satisfaction level of a consumer is different. Okay, it differs from person to person, place to place, and time to time. So consumer taste and preference will decide that at which level he or she gets the maximum satisfaction. Definition of utility. What do you mean by utility? So utility is a measure of satisfaction an individual gets from the consumption of the commodity. Let's suppose I consume one commodity. So what is the level of satisfaction I am getting from this commodity? In other words, if you see that measurement of usefulness that a consumer obtains from any given commodity, that what level of satisfaction or how much I can use this product, okay, for my satisfaction. Similarly, example, as we have seen ice cream, that which is your favorite ice cream, or what is the your favorite flavor on that ice cream. Okay, so suppose you will say strawberry, chocolate, depend upon person to person, and how much scoops you can eat, right? 1, 2, 3, depend upon person to person. Okay, now we will see another concept, okay, that types of utility. There are different types of utility of products. So first is total utility. What do you mean by total utility? It is the sum total of satisfaction derived from the consumption of specific good or service. Like we have taken example of an ice cream, that while eating one scoop, second scoop, and the third scoop had filled my stomach, and now I am content, I am satisfied with that commodity, right? So that is my total utility, that increases as more and more goods are consumed by a person. So you can see the formula that TU means total utility, is equal to U1 plus U2 plus UN, means what last number of utility you are consuming. Okay, or you can also write as total utility is equal to sigma mu, means marginal utility. Now what is marginal utility? Marginal utility is second concept. As you can see, it is the additional satisfaction gained from each extra unit of consumption. Like I have first consume only one scoop of ice cream, then I like to eat second scoop of ice cream, and the third gave me the full satisfaction. So each extra unit give me the more level of satisfaction, right? So that additional unit, the additional satisfaction is the marginal utility of that commodity. It decreases with each additional increase in the consumption of good, okay? But marginal utility will not tend to increase, okay? It will decrease with each additional increase in the consumption of good, okay? There is a level of satisfaction. After that, I would not like to eat an ice cream, right? So after attaining the maximum marginal utility, it will tend to decrease. So what will be the formula for marginal utility? That marginal utility is equal to delta TU upon delta Q, means the change in the total utility upon the change in the units. Now the third concept, average utility. One can obtain it by dividing the total units of consumption by the number of total units. Like I have derived the average, suppose 10 units of utility or utils, okay, as we have discussed, right? So AU is equal to TU upon N number of units, like total utility whatever I have derived from a product and how much units I have consumed, that is the average utility of that product or the commodity. Now we will differentiate between the two concepts, that is cardinal and ordinal utility, in a tabular form. So we have seen that utility. Now what is utility? It is an abstract term, okay? So they are also classified into two criteria. One is cardinal utility and second is ordinal utility. So first we will see that the meaning of both. That first, cardinal utility is the utility where satisfaction derived by consuming a product can be expressed numerically. Means you can express in number, like 1 scoop, 2 scoop, right? The price, suppose the scoop of one price is 30 rupees. So I have ate 30 rupees worth, right? 1 scoop. Second, so 30 plus 30, 60 rupees, 2 scoops I have consumed, right? Whereas in ordinal utility is the utility where satisfaction derived by consuming a product cannot be expressed numerically. Okay, it is an abstract term. You can just give ranking, like flavors of chocolate, okay, or flavors of ice cream, or any other commodity which you can give that first rank I will give to this product, second rank I can give to this product. Okay, particular numeric term you cannot use for ordinal utility. Okay, what are their approaches? That cardinal utility is always described in quantitative terms, whereas ordinal utility is always described in the qualitative aspect. Like what is the quality of the product? It is better than this product or that product. Now how can you evaluate? You can evaluate cardinal utility in utils, that how much utils of satisfaction you have derived. Suppose one product I have consumed and I got 10 levels of or 10 utils, right? But suppose I want to compare this product with any other product, that I will give first rank, second rank or third rank depend upon the quality of the product. Okay, so now how you can examine the both concepts? So cardinal utility is examined on the basis of marginal utility analysis, whereas ordinal utility is derived or it is being analyzed by indifference curve of a consumer. And how they are promoted? Okay, so they are being promoted by the traditional and neoclassical economists as cardinal utility, whereas ordinal utility is now the modern concept by modern economists. And in real life, how we can apply? So in real life, cardinal utility is hardly, it is very less utilized. Why? Because always you cannot give numeric terms or numeric value to some product. Okay, if I will ask that how do you like this product or how much do you like this product? Okay, so always you will say I like it more, okay, or less, but you cannot give proper numeric terms that I like 10, 20, 30. Okay, so ordinal utility in real life is more applied, whereas cardinal utility is applied very less in practical terms. Now, law of diminishing marginal utility. As we have discussed that on a given product or a commodity, there is some capacity of a person to consume it, right? So the law of diminishing marginal utility arises. So as we have discussed that what is marginal utility, that marginal utility is an additional unit we are consuming or the utils obtained from a additional consumption of a commodity. So the law of diminishing marginal utility is a good diminish as individual consumes more units of a good. Okay. So as per this, you can see in the diagram that on x-axis number of oranges are given, and on y-axis total utility and marginal utility in utils it is given. Okay. So here you can see that a good is given and how much total utility and marginal utility are being derived from it. So as you can see that as more and more number of units the consumer is consuming, the extra utility or the level of satisfaction that he derives from an extra unit of good goes on falling. Okay, because a person has a level that after that he won't be able to consume that product, right? Because all the materialistic things are having some limitations, right? After that limitation, that product don't work. Okay, it may be food item or it may be any other gadget. After some time, some years, okay, that may be useless or it may be useless, right? Or it may be less in the use. So that's why total utility is maximum but constant and the marginal utility will start diminishing. Now what is the relationship between TU and MU? TU means total utility and MU means marginal utility. So as you can see, total utility is the sum total of marginal utilities. All the additional units which we have consumed like unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, in total you will get total utility. And the extra unit, so how total you can get? Total utility is the sum total of marginal utilities only. So marginal utility is the rate of change in total utility with the respect to a change in quantity of the commodity consumed. That what commodities extra you have consumed in respect to the previous one, right? So you can see the symbols that mu is equal to du or delta also you can use. Du symbolizes change in total utility. dq symbolizes change in the quantity of the commodity consumed. So there are some assumptions derived from this, that when the marginal utility decreases, total utility increases at decreasing rate. Okay, marginal utility will decrease but total utility will increase, but it will also increase at a decreasing rate, right? When marginal utility becomes 0, total utility is maximum. When you will get total satisfaction, marginal utility is 0, so total utility will be maximum. Okay, it is a saturation point, the consumer has felt satisfaction, now consumer equilibrium has been attained, right? So when mu becomes negative, tu declines, means when marginal utility is negative, the total utility will decline. We have drawn out some assumptions from this. But what are the assumptions for attaining consumer equilibrium in case of single commodity? Like a consumer is just consuming only one single commodity. So what assumptions can be made on attaining the consumer equilibrium? So in case of a single commodity, let's assume that the purchase of one product is restricted. Okay, that only you have to purchase only one product. Okay, no other product. So the price of commodity is already given in the market. Let's suppose this product is of 10 rupees or 20 rupees, it is fixed, right? The consumer determines how much he need to purchase at a given price. So the price of the product is given in the market. Now the consumer have to decide at how much units he want to consume or he want to purchase. As being a rational human being, the goal of a consumer is to maximize the consumer surplus, which implies the surplus of utility he earns over his expenditure on the goods at the point of purchase. That whatever earning or income he is doing, he will try to spend on the utility or the essential things what he can purchase, right? Like a pen, paper, stationery, grocery, clothes, utensils, whatever the essential things or he wants, right? Because human wants are unlimited. So there are no limitations on the consumer's expenditure, okay, that he has sufficient money to buy whatever quantity he decides to buy at given price. So he or the person who is willing to buy the product or the commodity, he has some sufficient money, he has his own income, and now he will decide that in whatever quantity he wants the product, he wants 1, 2, 10, 100, how much, okay. So he will decide how much quantity of the product at given price he or she wants to buy. Now when they are buying this product, a single commodity, the law of diminishing marginality will apply, right? Because we have studied that at some level of time or after some time, the diminishing marginal utility arises in the consumer's equilibrium. So as consumer consume more and more units of commodities, the marginal utility derived from each successive unit means goes on increasing and increasing. Now the consumer decided how much to purchase on depend on the following factors: that the price for each commodity of each unit, whatever money they are paying, okay, and the utility she gets. That suppose I am purchasing 10 rupees of this product, and how much utils, suppose I want to assume that I am getting 10 utils out of this product, so I will purchase this. But at a particular point of time, I will feel that now it is not worth of 10 rupees. The utils, the satisfaction level I am getting, it is less than 10, right? So while purchasing a unit of commodity, a consumer compares the price of given commodity with its utility. Okay, always will compare that this product is better or that product. How much price is of this product? How much satisfaction we are getting from this product? Okay, the consumer will be at an equilibrium stage when marginal utility in terms of money gets equal to the price paid for the commodity, say X, that is MUX is equal to PX. Okay, so this is the another formula or the term that MUX is equal to PX. That means that whatever money I am spending on some product is exactly equal to the utils I am getting as a satisfaction. Okay, so MUX is equal to PX means the marginal utility I am getting is equal to the price paid for the product. Now note that marginal utility in terms of money is calculated by dividing marginal utility in utils by marginal utility of 1 rupee. That suppose we have to assume that this, as I told you, that this product is of 10 rupees. So assuming that 1 rupee is equal to 1 util, so I will get 10 utils of satisfaction. Okay, so in case of MUX greater than PX, okay, means marginal utility of a product is greater than the price paid. So what is the scenario here? So we'll see that MUX is greater than price. The consumers will go on buying the commodity because she is paying less for each additional unit of satisfaction he is getting. So as he buys more, MU will fall and the situation will arise when the price paid will exceed marginal utility. The concept of law of diminishing marginal utility is applied now here, that as more and more units the consumer will buy, the law of diminishing marginal utility will apply. In order to avoid this situation, dissatisfaction, that is dissatisfaction, that now I am not satisfied with this product. In 10 rupees now some another better product is there or less than this price, vice and versa. So now he will minimize his consumption and MU will go on increasing till MUX is equal to PX. This is the state of equilibrium that I will now try to minimize the use, or I will, if I have bought, I will consume it less. Okay, I will think of other product and the satisfaction level will decrease. So my MUX will be equal to PX, then I will get the state of equilibrium. Now in case of MUX less than PX, now MUX is smaller or it is lesser than the price paid. So in the case that MUX is less than price, the consumer will have to minimize his consumption of commodity to raise his total satisfaction. Okay, now he will or she will minimize the consumption, the marginal utility become equal to the price, but this is because of paying capacity of the consumer, that more than additional amount of satisfaction he sees or he is getting. In case of single commodity, the consumer can be well explained with the help of an example given below. We can see that here you can see an example given below, you will understand better. See, in the example here, assume that a consumer want to buy a good that is of rupees 10 per unit. Also assume that marginal utility obtained from each successive unit is determined. Okay, suppose we will assume that 1 util is equal to 1 rupee. So as you can see in the table, that number of units consumed. So X is the number of units consumed, 1 to 6. Price for each commodity, like price of one commodity as given in the example is rupees 10. So when it is purchased, 1 unit or 1 quantity, it is 10 rupees. When 2 units are purchased, okay, then also the price will be same. So what MUX we are getting, right? So MUX utils, what you are getting, that first 20, second 16, third 10, fourth 4, fifth 0 and sixth one you can see minus 2. Now what are these? So MUX we have assumed 1 util is equal to rupees 1. So, on first commodity, you are getting 20 utils of satisfaction divided by the number of or the price of that commodity. So, rupee 1 divided by 20 divided by rupee 1, so it will be 20. 16 divided by 1 will be 16. 10 divided by 1 will be 10. 4 divided by 1 will be 4. 0 divided by 1 will be 1. Minus 2 divided by minus 1 will be minus 2. So, what difference you can get? 10, 6, 0, minus 6, minus 10 and last is minus 12, right? Now, what remarks or what observation we can make? That see, first commodity you can see that MUX is greater than PX, that whatever marginal utility you are getting, it is greater than your price paying, right? It is 20. Second, you can see consumer will increase the consumption. Now, you are increase the consumption. Second unit you are also purchasing, okay. Third, you can see on third unit, 10 rupees, and now the utils you are deriving, it is decreasing and it is coming to 10. So, now MUX is equal to PX, the condition is fulfilled, that MUX is equal to PX. So, consumer equilibrium is attained. So, if it is asked that at which unit or how much number of units consumed is giving the consumer equilibrium, so answer will be 3, that on the third unit or the third number, the MUX is equal to PX possibility is availed, right? So, consumer equilibrium is fulfilled or consumer is getting maximum satisfaction at the third unit. You can see now fourth, when extra unit is there, MUX will become now smaller than PX. Now, we will not get satisfaction, right? Now, your satisfaction level is going down. Fifth unit, consumer will decrease the consumption. Now, consumer will not tend to consume that product more, and on the sixth unit, it will go in the abstract, or we can say exactly in the negative. So, in the above table, from this above table, we can see that the consumer will be at equilibrium when he buys 3 units of commodity of X. He will increase his consumption beyond 2 units as MUX greater than PX. The consumer will not consume the 4th unit. Why? Because the 4th unit of X, it will give a lesser utility, or marginal utility will be less than the price paid for that product. Okay. So, now what are the consumption for attaining consumer equilibrium in 2 cases or more? This was the single commodity. So, in the 2 commodity or more than 2 commodity, let us assume that the consumer purchase is only 2 goods, that is A and B. So, here we are taking the assumption of 2 goods A and B. The price of both the goods is already given in the market, the price will be given. The consumer cannot change the influence of price of both the goods. He can only decide how much to buy of these goods at the given price. That suppose 2 goods are there, A and B, the prices are given. Now, you have to decide at how much quantities of good you have to buy in the given price range. The consumer's income to be spent on these goods is already given and constant. The price of the consumer will be given, like you are having a budget of 100 rupees or 500 rupees, and in that only 2 commodities should be bought. The consumer is a rational human being, as we have already discussed, and his goal will always be to maximize his cardinal, or we can say the utility amount, okay, from the purchase or consumption of the goods, subject to his constraint, that he is constrained that in this income or this budget he have to buy this much commodity only. He have to ration that A commodity he will buy more or B. You have to sacrifice some units, okay. Ultimately, what will be the answer? You have to get the equilibrium, right? So, MUX upon PX, as you can see on the screen, and MUY upon PY means marginal utility derived from A commodity is equal to the price paid for the commodity A as well as price paid for the second B commodity. The marginal utility is same, okay. So, both should be same, both should be exactly equal, then only we can say in the 2 commodity case the consumer is getting equilibrium. Now, we will come to the last conclusion to sum up what consumer equilibrium is. So, consumer equilibrium refers to a situation when a consumer is enjoying maximum satisfaction with limited income and has no propensity to change his way of existing expenditure, right. So, consumer, as a consumer, he will or she will always try to maximize the satisfaction level with the given income or the price to be paid for the commodity. Then the consumer has multiple options, okay. So and you remember one thing, that consumer or the human beings, their wants are unlimited. So they have to decide the quantity of the commodities which they are going to purchase, and accordingly they have to maintain their equilibrium. Thank you.